All right, I want you to think about something for just a second with me. Imagine you're about to have surgery, bypass surgery on your heart. You're laying on the operating table. You're going under anesthesia. They're doing that thing where they count backwards. They say 10, 9, you're counting. You're getting drowsy, 8. Right before you nod off, you hear the doctor say, "Nurse, could you Google for me which vein I'm supposed to use from the leg to replace the artery? I can't remember." Well, it doesn't exactly inspire a lot of confidence because, well, there's a difference between knowing the answer to a question and knowing where to find the answer to the question. You see, to be a good doctor, you have to have memorized a whole compendium of knowledge. And while memorizing those facts doesn't make you a good doctor, without that memorized basis, it's very difficult to do the things that a good doctor should do. Well, at Eastwood Christian School, we recognize that memory work, memorization, is a key component of education. While newer models of education tend to denigrate memory work as mere rote memory, here at Eastwood, we recognize the importance of this gloriously amazing gift that has been given to us. Going back to our first discussion of how God told his people to educate, he tells them to record his laws, but also to bind them to their bodies, to write them on their doorposts, their gates. Why? Because he knew they needed to memorize them. The gates, well, they're important, both literally and figuratively. The gates of our minds should be so full of God's truth that whenever an idea comes to us, it comes through those gates that have been seasoned with his truth. Well, this is the type of memory work that the classical model calls the grammar stage of education. Even today, so much of the literature and history we have has been given to us because people memorized it. It wasn't uncommon for ancient students to memorize the first 5 books of the Bible in their entirety. The Iliad, the Odyssey, these wonderful works of ancient literature that we have today, we have because they were handed down through memorization for hundreds of years. And if we even go back to the life of Christ, we see that when he's tempted in the wilderness, the first place he's able to go is to the scripture that he's memorized. Memorization, unfortunately, though, is a lost skill today. It's hard. We don't like to bother with it. But to be well educated, we must learn to do it effectively. And like most things, it's most easily learned as a child. We can't afford to wait to teach children how to memorize until they've chosen a profession in life. They need to be taught now. Because as children, they're good at it. They just need to be challenged to memorize the things that are important. You know, I often hear students lament the fact that they can't remember Latin verb forms or vocabulary or biology notes, and yet those same students can quote hours and hours worth of song lyrics or movie lines. Classical education realizes this, it understands this, and it works to tap into that skill and train students to hone in on their ability to memorize by using tools such as mnemonic devices or songs or repetition. And why do we do this? Well, because we believe that the mind is more like a muscle than like a sponge. The more that we use it, the better it gets at memorization. To not do this would be silly. To not teach children how to memorize as children would be the equivalent of, well, preparing for a race by not running because, well, we don't want to use up all our running ability before the race. No, the mind is like a muscle. It can be trained. And obviously, this isn't the end of education. The grammar stage is merely a foundation for later stages of learning, but that's a discussion for another day. So today, just thank God for this amazing ability he's given us to memorize. It is certainly one of the amazing skills that we celebrate and encourage here at Eastwood Christian School.